Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sacred Laughter Podcast. I am your host, Chris Damron. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's podcast. In today's podcast, I want to talk about the Performance Treadmill. You may ask yourself what I mean when I say Performance Treadmill. For some, many things may pop in your mind. And to others, they may have no clue what I am talking about, and that is just fine. Let's say that I'm addicted to what we will call the performance treadmill. As a kid, I watched many men work and perform at a level that earned them respect as well as their name, to go along with trust. So as I grew up watching and listening to these individuals, I realized that I was trying my best to be just like them. I tried to convince myself and everyone else that I had to measure up, and what I was doing wasn't enough, and decided I had to be the best at everything I did and everyone around me. Can you relate? I compensated for that performance by being the best in my marriage, parenting, career, or whatever I was doing. As I started my career, I joined the military on a limb. I really had no desire growing up being in the service, but as I made my decision to join, that is when I decided to be the best at it and move to the highest ranks as fast as I can. And in that sentence, I can probably say that I hurt a lot of individuals or did not give the satisfaction to those around me that helped me along the way. It took me many years to see the big picture, and it took many mentors to humble myself, to reward others for their hard work and dedication, to allow me to be the best that I could and am. Let's go back to the term performance treadmill. In many words, I call this what I am doing now to be the best in my career or in my life, where people will see me and appreciate what I am doing. We have all been there and still are living on this treadmill that is never stopping. How many sales do I need to do to be the best? How many presentations do I need to complete for them to realize I know my job? Or how many hours do I need to put in? It's the hard truth, but no one really cares how much you do until you're not making them money. If we focus on our own mental well-being and physical well-being, then we will start seeing that we are not really caring or even living for ourselves as much as we are working at a level for others. As most of you have heard in one of my previous episodes where my dad was on, he discussed how his job was so important that it caused him to have medical issues. It is scary, but we all have seen it in movies, for some cases, and probably are living that type of life right now. And we have probably seen it throughout our daily lives with the interaction that we have with people. Let's ask the big question. Who will receive the reward if we work the hardest? Are you getting a raise or additional time off for what you have achieved? Are you being rewarded for being an employee of the month or the year? I know I am asking very straight questions, and many of you will have answers to my questions. But the truth is, in today's society, we are more worried about how we perform or how we look than our relationship with coworkers, friends, or even family. I've had to ask myself these same questions and look at my life and see where I needed to change. It took me until about 6 months ago to realize that I wasn't living the life that I wanted to, but the life that was consumed with my status at work. Being in the military asks a lot out of you. And many of you may know that if you have served in the military, and even for your own jobs, a lot of the jobs that you're currently doing ask a lot from you as well. You know, for me being in the military and depending on your rank and position, it demands a lot more than you think. I was so worried about my status that it distracted me from performing to my true potential and achieving results that not only rewarded those around me, but also myself. It can be hard to take your eye off the goal, but there is a bigger reward if we focus on ourselves and take care of us first, in some cases before others. As we look back to what the term performance treadmill is and means, that is up to you, and I hope you can find areas within your life where you can start making impacts. They may start as small ones, but as time goes on, you will see that you have made huge impacts to your life, and you are living a life not being consumed or being attracted to this treadmill. I really want you to ask yourself, are you happy living the life you have, and what has changed or what can change? It starts with you by wanting to change. But in hindsight, the performance treadmill is not going away, and there is always a possibility that you may find yourself back on it. But as we move forward, we will be more aware of our desires and choices and realize that we may find ourselves wanting to be back on the performance treadmill. All I have to say is it has made me more aware, and I have seen the big picture. And I want you guys to see the big picture as well before you make another choice in your life. Some of those choices, are going to impact what you're doing now and impact your family. But the term performance treadmill is not going to go away, like I said earlier. And I want you to understand that the life that you're potentially living now is not the life that you're going to live forever. In some cases, the life that you're living now is just to get through the next couple months of probably employment or even paycheck so you can pay off the things you need. But deep down inside, there is always something bigger, and you're always chasing after that bigger concept. Whatever that bigger concept is to you, chase it. It will be the best decision you have ever made. Even for myself, I have decided, as I stated multiple times, of me retiring from the military here soon. I had to make that big decision. I had no clue what I was going to do. I sat down and had many discussions with my family, including my children, and I was wondering what would be the next phase of our lives. And theoretically, I had no need to really look into it because I knew that I wanted to be in the military longer than I planned. But I decided to make that change. So my future of trying to find out what I wanted to do was in the grips of my own mind and what my family and I wanted to do. It took a couple of weeks to realize, what my desires were going forward. I didn't want to be working a job that was 9 to 5 and potentially longer, losing opportunity to spending time with my kids and some of their high school activities that they're doing. But I also wanted a job where I can influence and be around people. I enjoy being outside with people. I am an extrovert, and being around people charges my batteries, and I enjoy being around people. So I had to make a decision of what I wanted to do. And I continue to not, go back to this, but so one of the decisions I made was real estate. And I am currently in the process now of studying my courses and studying the material so I could take my exam to be a real estate agent. But when you look at the impact of hey, this is what I'm currently doing now, and I'm doing it the best I can, and I'm doing it for other people. And then now when you have the realization you can do it for yourself, your life is going to change. And I have seen that for myself. I have been more relational with my family, and I've been more relational with my friends because I'm able to spend more time thinking about myself and my well-being. So as I'm going forward and studying for the real estate exam and taking the courses, I have realized that the time that I have spent these last 20 plus years, working at a pace that was probably detrimental for some people in their health, I'm going to be allowed to get a lot of my time back. And that's what I'm super excited about. So what I'm saying is that with me going into the career field I'm going in, the performance treadmill isn't going to go away. It's going to stay there. But I'm going to be the one that's going to be adjusting the speed on it. When you look at a normal treadmill, you see you can adjust the speed, and you can know if you're going to run or walk or whatever. I mean, you guys know this, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the pace that I want to go in and try to achieve is going to be the pace that I want to. And there might be times where I may be working a lot harder than what I probably need to, and there's going to be times I'm going to be probably not working that much. But that's my desire to do that, and that's what I'm excited about. So like I said, as you guys continue to go down this path of life that you're in, Just continue to go down it to the best ability. But always remember that there is a bigger picture on the other side. And what that picture looks like, we don't know. You guys will have to make that decision of what it is. And as I said, if you enjoy change, continue with the change and be the best person you can at any job in the performance you're doing. Change isn't bad. Change can be a good thing. But once you do it for yourself, you need to realize that doing it for yourself will make you extremely happy and make those around you extremely happy. And I know that for a fact because, like I said, I'm continuing to live that life right now. I really hope you guys have learned a lot from what my meaning of the performance treadmill is. And we are all living that performance treadmill right now. You may not see it, but I'm hoping that after you hear my podcast and you take the time and you take the opportunity to look within your own job and within your own life, that you will see if you're attracted to that performance treadmill based on where you're currently at in life, or you're not really on it, but you're doing things that potentially will cause you to be on it for a little bit and then off of it a little bit. Again, that's totally fine, and that's on you guys. But like I said, I really hope you have learned something and you'll take the time and take the opportunity to look at yourself, look at your jobs, and ensure that you're doing it for the right purpose. And thank you so much for following me along this journey here at Sacred Laughter Podcast. And I hope you continue to be on this journey with us as we keep going forward. And I hope you guys have a great week. Until then, we'll see you next week.